Hey, what is going on YouTube? It's AJayPay bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. This one's against ninetyfan. It's a UU match. And if you remember ninetyfan, he was the first ever upload I put on my channel. And every time I battle him, he's always a challenge. He's actually a very good player from what I've seen. And he gave me another great match. This is a Black and White 1 battle. And I'm going to be uploading Black and White 1 battles until Black and White 2 comes out. Then boom. It's going to be rest Pokemon Black and White 2 for the rest of forever until the next Pokemon game comes out. You won't be seeing any more Black and White 1. But regardless, like I said, this was a very good battle. So we're just going to start the match right about now, I believe. Yes, so alright. So I haven't reviewed this video in a long while, so this is going to be my first time actually trying to record this, narrate it. As he leads off with the Crobat, I lead off with my Darmanitan. It's okay. It's my choice Darmanitan, but I was afraid, I can't OHKO him, and he's probably going to switch out. So I made a double switch into my Dusclops defense, just to take on whatever he switches into, because I'm assuming he's going to go for a physical attack or something. I go for the Will-O-Wisp, predicting him to stay in, or is the switch? I don't know. This could residual damage to cut the Swampert's attack. He switches into the Registeel, but unfortunately, I miss, which actually kind of does matter against this Registeel, as I do predict the status move with the Toxic or Thunder Wave. Go into my Shaman. This is my special defensive Shaman, so this is not my Life Orb set that I usually use, and it has Leaf Seed, so I'm going to predict him to... Well, I just went for Leaf Seed no matter what, because I don't think he has a Grass type on his team. I get the Leaf Seed on. I do have the Toxic going on to me, which is kind of a problem. I'm going to die in 8 turns or less, so eventually I'm going to have to switch out. But most likely now I'm going to switch out because Togekiss is a big threat to my Shaman, as he's going to switch Registeel in, and I believe... why did I go for a sub? I guess I went for the sub just to get some Leaf Seed residual damage on him. I don't know, but that was a stupid move by me. I should have predicted that switch or went into a counter to Togekiss, but it doesn't matter because I make a good move now. I go into my Darmanitan, my Scarf Darmanitan, because everything is usually okay when you go into Scarf Darmanitan, because usually it's just there to late game sweep. So he's going to switch into Swampert. Swampert's used to defensive. This is probably a defensive one as well, as he set up a Stealth Rocks when I switch Darmanitan in. I go for the U-turn just to get switch initiative to counter whatever he's going to switch in. I see this as a perfect opportunity to set up another Leaf Seed or sub or whatever, because Swampert can't really do much to this thing unless if this thing carries Ice Punch. You might have heard a sound because I accidentally turned the chair that I'm recording on, so that kind of moved the mic, but that's irrelevant. He's going to switch Crobat in. I don't have any rocks up yet, and I go for the Leaf Seed as what I was supposed to usually do. Hopefully I edited this recording. I hope I did. Hopefully I did. I don't know. But yeah, should have sped this part up. As I do get the Leaf Seed, I'm gonna switch out. Gonna go back into my Dusclops defense. 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 I watch a lot of sports, so D and fence. That makes perfect sense because this is the perfect defensive wall. Well, not the perfect defensive wall, but it's a pretty good defensive wall to most people. But to me, I don't know how to use this damn thing other than a sub-curse set. But I don't use that kind of set. I know I could take a Draco or whatever move it's going to go for. So he goes for a Draco. So I'm assuming he's a Choice Specs variant. But at the time of this battle, the Dragon Dancing Waterfall set was more of the popular set. But nowadays, it is the Choice Specs set. But I go for a Seismic Toss for some reason. I guess just to see what move he's going to go for. And I'm going to switch into my Slow King, which is my Choice Specs one. It's named Okon, not MYC. If you watch my Pokemon Emerald Randomizer Nuzlocke Let's Play, it's named MYC, but MRC is originally Slowbro, but I got a Slow King as my starter, so I decided to name it MYC because they're both the same thing. That's irrelevant again. But gonna predict him to switch into Registeel, and I go for the Fire Blast because he is locked into Draco Meteor. He's at -4. I knew he was gonna switch out for a fact, and I knew he switched out to this thing because this thing is usually special defensive, and I'm a Choice Specs. It doesn't do as much as I thought it would, but then again, it's kind of logical that it did that much. Well, obviously it's logical because that's how much it's supposed to do. But he goes for a rest, gets his full health back, and I just stay in. I just keep on going for Fire Blast because I don't think he knows what set I am, but I'm assuming he might know now because no one really runs a Choice Specs Slow King in UU, and in general no one runs a Slow King in UU. He's going to switch out. He's going to predict my fire move. He's going to go into the Kingdra, as I do predict this switch because it's kind of obvious, and I go into my Shaman. Now, kind of somewhat stupid because these things could carry Ice Beam. It does No, it does. No, this thing actually does outspeed me because I don't have any speed. No, I outspeed it. But I missed the seed flare, unfortunately, as he's gonna hit me with a dragon pulse. Now the seed flare, I believe, does matter. I remember watching this. I remember not watching this. I remember during this battle, and later afterwards, like the seed flare did matter. I'll figure out when later in the battle. But what I should have done was went for the leech seed, but he does make a smart move, goes into the Togekiss, which I should have predicted, but you know, I've been over-predicting too much, so that's why I thought he might have predicted me to over-predict, I guess, is what I'm assuming. I hope that was my mindset during this game. Don't really know, but little Cabbage is not doing so well. No, my poor little Cabbage, my poor little baby. But I'm going to switch into my Snorlax now. This is my offensive Snorlax named Panda. I believe this one has Body Slam, and then the other offensive Snorlax I have, Tao, has Return. I don't know why I made 2 of them. I should have just made 1, or kept the 1. But I take that Air Slash still pretty well. I believe this thing is a bulky set. I haven't really seen the item from this recording, but I'm assuming it's leftovers. That's what I'm thinking, at least. I go for a Return, thinking, you know, he might stay in, go for Aura Spear, because I know I can take 1. But, you know, he's an experienced player. He knows that I can take 1 most likely, and he goes into the Swampert to take that Return like a champ. And, yeah. So, gonna switch out now. I'm gonna go back into Little Cabbage because I think, you know, maybe this is a great opportunity for Little Cabbage to get some health back. Maybe I can get a leech seed off or something. But then I realized, you know, I was just really sacking it because he was obviously gonna attack, not switch or anything like that. So kind of stupid play on my part. I burped in my mouth. I hope no one heard that. Gonna go to my Choice Spec Slowking again. I do carry the Grass Knot. I don't think he's gonna switch out this time because I thought he was going to hit me with Earthquake, because I thought he could take me out with Earthquake. That's why I decided to switch this thing now, go for the Grass Knot. But he makes the smart play, goes into Togekiss, and Togekiss takes the Grass Knot like a champ, because it's resistant, it's light, it's special defensively, bulky, and I'm just like, crap, I'm locked into it. I have to switch out. I can't do anything. So I'm going to go back into my defense as Death Fodder, and it's not looking too well for me, because I believe I haven't took out a single one of his pokes yet. And he goes for a Heal Bell, so now his Registeel is awake. So that was kind of useless play. And then there's a pop-up chat of a picture I took with my friend. I was Facebook chatting because it was funny because we were battling stuff. That's a different story. I can tell that towards the end, but I'm going to keep that in there because it doesn't show any of our names in it. So, you know, yeah. Anyways, he takes me out with the Air Slash is the point. And I'm going to go into my Slowking now because I do have the Psy Shock on this thing. So it's going to hit him from the physical side, not the defensive side. And he's just going to start doing the Togekiss thing, you know, like Togekiss does. You know, Saren Grace, Air Slash, Flinch. You know, based on luck, you know, that's why I don't like Togekiss as a Pokemon. Because it's a luck-based Pokemon. I mean, it doesn't really take much skill. But I do hit this Psy Shock here. Choice Spec Psy Shock. Does more than half because, you know, attacks to the defensive side like I've been saying plenty of times. But now he's going to make a good switch into Registeel. And I believe I just still go... No, oh, wow. I might have predicted that. Either that or No, I didn't predict that. I was too afraid of taking too much damage. So that's why I switched it to Snorlax. But he makes a switch into Registeel, predicting me to still go for the Psy Shock is what I'm assuming. Because it resists that and it wouldn't... yeah, but anyways, I avoid the Toxic. Lucky me. I'm finally getting some hacks on my side. I go for the Earthquake, offensive Snorlax Earthquake. It doesn't exactly kill, because Registeel does have a really good defensive bulk as well. So that's why it took it like a champ. Either that or he's running defensive EVs, but I highly doubt that, because usually Registeels run special defensive EVs, not DVs, EVs. But anyways, he goes for a rest, and I'm just facepalming here and just like, how the hell am I supposed to take this thing out? This thing is the biggest pain in the ass, and I realize this video is 15 minutes long, and I'm only at the 9-minute mark. Oh, we got a long ways to go, folks. But anyways, I don't have nothing else to say about this, as I basically think I'm screwed. I still do have a Sharpedo, and Sharpedo is really there just to late game sweep as long as I weaken everything. That's the main focus of this team, which I should have said team preview. But now he switches Swampert in. I do get an Earthquake off on this thing. It doesn't exactly do a good substantial amount to this thing. So now I go for the Return just to get as much damage as I can. And unfortunately, that does not kill. But luckily he roars me rather than just trying to kill me off. And he roars me out to my Slowking. So now I don't need to go for the Grass Knot anymore because any attack from my Slow King will kill off the Swampert. So I'm gonna have to act accordingly. I have to predict him to either switch into Registeel or Togekiss or Kingdra. So he switches to Kingdra, predicting me to go for the Surf, I guess, or the Fire Blast. If I went for a Psyshock, this thing would have been dead. I should have definitely predicted him to switch into this thing. But I just went for Surf mainly because it's my neutral move. And I guess I might have forgotten about the Kingdra. Not really sure of any other reasons. But I switched it to my Snorlax just to take the hit. But unfortunately, it's not going to take it too well. Because I'm not a special defensive one. But I do have good special defensive bulk. But he gets a crit. I believe that mattered. But kind of mattered. Kind of not. Not really sure. I could calc it. But I don't know how to. Actually, I'm not going to calc it. Whatever. I'm going to say it matters is the point. But now he's going to switch out. Predict me to go for my Psychic move. And he's going to go into Registeel. But I just straight up go for the Surf. Just because it's a neutral hit on everything. And I knew he wouldn't stay it anyways on a -2 Draco meter. I mean, why would you? Why would someone do that? But he's going to switch out. He's going to go into his Crobat now. Surprisingly enough. I don't know why he went into Crobat. He could have just simply went into Kingdra again. Just to quad resist the Surf. But he goes into Crobat and sacks the Crobat. Might have been predicting my double switch into something. I don't know. But whatever. It doesn't matter to me. Because at this point, I'm winning. Well, no, I'm still losing technically. But that was a winning moment for me. I get Air Slash, and I flinch. Because, that's kind of what happens with Togekiss all the time. Because 68% equals 99.9% in Pokemon logic. And then I flinch again, so... If flinching was given a grade for Togekiss, it'd be a D. But right now he's earning an A because I've only broken through the flinch twice now out of like 4 times. No, 6 times. But then wouldn't that equal a D? Well, you know what? I am not gonna calculate that. I don't really care at the moment. But anyways, he's gonna go for a Roost, just to roost up all his health back because he knows I can't kill him off in one hit at this point. And I am at a low amount of range to the point where he can kill me off anytime he wants to. It's just a matter of what happens. But I do get a crit. But it doesn't kill him off is the problem. I'm just like, oh, if you're gonna give me a crit, at least kill him off. But I see this as an opportunity to switch into my Sharpedo though, however. I'm late because, Sharpedo is always late. This is how you use Sharpedo. It's a late game sweeper. You don't use it in the beginning or the middle. You use it in the end. It's a late game sweeper. It gets all the speed boosts. It just picks off everything you've weakened pretty much. But at this point, this is my only chance of winning as I see right here. So I'm gonna go for the Waterfall. I have to hope that this thing kills it off because it's not great defensively, but it's all right. But he lives with a tiny bit of health. But I get the Flitz. I get a Hacks on him finally. So I'm just like, yes, justice. And at this point, I'm thinking maybe I could sweep his team now. Because I'm about to outspeed everything. So I switch up moves. Go for a Crunch just in case if he switches out to something else. Because it's good to switch up moves. But just make sure you know what other pokes he has. Because if he predicts you're switching up a moves, he could get a free switch into something rather than you just getting a good hit off of something. But Swampert's going to come in. Swampert is at a low amount of range where I can just take it out with a Waterfall because Sharpedo has a very high attack and I'm Life Orbed as well. That's stabbed. It's a neutral hit. Gain another speed boost. I definitely outspeed his whole team at this point. But Hitmonlee's going to come in and I'm thinking, oh, this thing's probably going to fake out. So I might as well just go for the Protect. So that way he doesn't get damage off me so I don't die to my own Life Orb recoil later. But he decides to go for a high jump kick instead right off the bat. And due to the fact that I protected, he's going to miss and he's going to crash and lose half his health. So I'm just like, okay, I guess that works out for me. But either way, I think I would have one-hit KO'd it anyways, even if it was full health. I was just really worried about the fake out. That's why I went for the Protect. But luckily, he didn't. He went for the high jump kick instead. So things are really looking up for me as I take out 3 of his pokes. Kingdra's going to come in as now he's going to play a switching game on me as he predicts it's my Crunch. And I'm going to Crunch the Registeel that's resisted. Now, what he could do is predict me to go for the Waterfall because he thinks that's the only neutral move I have against this Registeel and go into Kingdra. But the only problem is I do have one neutral move to hit both the Registeel and the Kingdra, and that's Earthquake. As he overpredicts thinking that I might go for a Crunch again. But nope, I'm just going to go for the Earthquake, take the Registeel out, and then he has one more poke, which is going to be the Kingdra. And King Joe unfortunately does not outspeed me. It's unfortunately at a low amount of range where I could just take it out with a crunch. And that will be a 2-0 victory on my part and a late game sweep by my Sharpedo. That's how you use Sharpedo. But regardless, very good game. This team of mine could definitely be better, but then again, this is when I was choosing random pokes for my teams. I definitely need a Stealth Rocker and a Spiker on this team. And just so you guys know, the reason why that you haven't been seeing Wi-Fi battles lately is because I'm not in a Pokemon Wi-Fi battle mood lately. I'm more into an LP mood. But I've got some very nice comments, so I'm going to try to get more videos up for you guys constantly until Pokemon Black and White 2 comes out. Then I'm going to constantly upload Black and White 2 battles. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I do have other good matches of Black and White 1 to upload, so that about does it for me. So like if you like, comment if you like, and subscribe if you like it, and I'll see you guys later.